Hello everyone and welcome to Bevins Bricks. I'm Daryl. In today's video we're going to learn how to pin curved tracks to a base plate. So if this is something that interests you, stick around because it's coming up. Now this video I'm going to do a little differently, and I'm going to make it more of a guide. And here's the reason why. It's much easier and it's more simple for me just to basically take a picture so you can pause your screen so you can actually count out the studs where everything's at. But I'm going to show you three different versions of how you can pin a curved track to a base plate. Now I am going to start off with the absolute easiest method there is, trying to get this fully on camera, which I know can be a little bit difficult due to the size of the base plate. But what I want to show you is, number one, like I've stated in previous videos, when you're doing the ballasting of the tracks and when you're actually attaching your tracks to your plates, because I build in a Mills fashion, and I'm assuming most of you probably are too, due to the fact that you're following my channel, you want to keep your track 4 studs in from the end. So you count in 4 and you put you a 1x8 plate, count in 4 studs, put a 1x8 plate or 2 1x4s, which is what I did. And then as you'll see right here out in the middle of the base plate, I have a small little turntable. And here's what that's about. And just to show you how to get placement, it is 18 studs square. So if you come out 18 studs to both sides, and apologize for poking the camera there, if you come out 18 studs and then you place your base plate, this is actually the easiest way to attach a ballasted track, or a non-ballasted track for that matter. And let me show you. Because all you simply do, take your track, and you're going to come, because there's 4 for a full curve, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of track. You're going to take your track and you're going to come off right here on the far end, and I'm going to get up close. I want to get up close so everybody can see exactly what I'm talking about. Again, you have 4 pieces of track, so in the very center, this is the center of your 4 pieces. So I have 2 track pieces on that side, 2 track pieces on this side, and this is the center connection point. Again, wanting to show you up close, you know exactly what I mean. And we're going to be putting that rotating plate on the back side of these 4 studs. So we're just simply going to come down here, try and get it to line up. And we're going to take it again under those top 4 and click it on. Now once we get it clicked on, the rest is quite simple, because all you do is you take your track, you rotate it over and get it above those 2 1x4 plate or 1x8 plate sections I was talking about. You pop it down. If I can get it to line up, there we go. Pop it down, and now that track, as you can see, is attached. Now that is the simplest way to absolutely pin your track to your plate. But now I'm going to show you another method. Actually, before I show you the next method though, I do want to make a point that you would want to tile underneath this entire piece of track. And you're going to see what I'm talking about with the next section. Now, this method of pinning, and I'm going to leave the camera right like it is for a few minutes. So if you physically wanted to, you can pause the screen here and you can actually, let me zoom in a little bit, and you can actually count all the tiles that would be needed. And again, I'm just trying to get as close as possible. So you can sit, like I said, pause your screen and go ahead and you can count out where all the pieces are. What I have is I have a jumper 2x2 here, a 2x2 jumper plate there, 1 there, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. I wasn't thinking, I actually meant to make those in different colors so they stood out better. And then I also have just 1x1 bricks here, 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 and here. And again, I'm trying to let you see that really clearly. But now this particular method, the way that I have all the pinning done with this is just to use a standard piece of train track. This is not going to pin a ballasted piece of track, but I still wanted to show everybody this because I know a lot of people would be interested in this. And anyway, that, as you can see, is how you do that attachment. Now, something else I do want to point out, when you go to do the ballasted track, you still want to fill it out underneath, at least some of it anyway, with tiles like this as well. But now the next method I'm going to show you, I'm going to have to show you actually on a build I have, because it's a lot easier for me to do that as opposed to trying to recreate everything. Now, as you can see here, this is part of my huge mills plate. And as you can see, this is attached. It's my whole table that's actually moving. But, like I said, I personally thought it would be a lot easier to show it to you on this as opposed to me trying to build a whole new one. At least it's easier for me. But let me pop this up, if I can get it to come up, just so you can have a very good look. And I just want to relay again, for those that did not see the how to ballast a train track, this is the R40 gauge L standard of ballasting a train track. So that way you know that is the method that I'm using for this ballasting method. And there we go. Or nope, got one more piece there. There we go. So when you go to actually ballast your train track, you want to make sure that you reference that particular video as well, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, now with this particular method, all I do is I put a 1x2 on either side at the start. I put a 1x2 on either side of the start here. And I wanted you, because I'm going to be filling this in just a little bit because I want some support on the center. And what I will be using in the center for tiling, I'll be using yellow plates. But I wanted you to get a good image of this so you can see the jumper plates, and I have 6 in total, and those are the jumper plates that actually hold my track into place. And again, I want you to be able to sit and focus this, and I'm trying to zoom in as best as I can with everything in camera. There we go. So now if you pause the video here, you'll actually be able to count out the actual base plate studs so you can place your jumper plates. And again, to me, this is the easiest way to show it, is to basically just show you an image of exactly how you do that pinning for the track. Now, I left these in white so that way they stood out, so that way you knew exactly where the jumper plates are. But now after this particular video, I'm going to be replacing all those with dark blue gray, so that way everything blends in very nicely. And now that hopefully you have been able to pause this and see this clear enough, I'm going to place that railroad track back on here. Now, I do want to point out that it is a little bit of a pain in the butt to get it to attach, so you do have to wiggle it a little bit. Just wiggle it just a little bit for those that are into 80s music. Anyway, though, just like I said, you just got to play with it a little bit, because you got to remember that these pieces in here, every other one will slide a little bit. And that is why you have to wiggle it around a little bit to get it to attach. But once you get everything all nice and lined up, I think I got it all down now, you'll see that it's a very nice, smooth, solid connection. And to give you a very good up close and personal look, because I know a few people actually said that it kind of concerned them when you're placing the track that it looks like it buckles. And as you can see, now that you've pinned it a little bit, there is no buckle at all to the track. It holds nice and neat and level and perfectly down against the track, and it makes for a really great look. And anyway, that is all for this video on how to pin Lego train track to a base plate. I hope these ideas are helpful, and I hope this is what everybody was looking for. Again, I didn't want this video to be 2 hours long while I counted out studs and such, and I figured this was the best way to actually relay the information I'm trying to relay, just by being able to let you strictly pause the screen so you can count them out yourself. But anyway, as always, thank you for coming to Bevins Bricks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share below, and hopefully we'll see you next time on Bevins Bricks.